Has the Pokemon vintage market crashed in 2022, or is now the best time to pick some up? Let's take a look. Hey, what's up guys? Hope you're all doing great. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new here. So yeah, we're talking about vintage. Now, this is going to be the first video that I've done on this channel where I'm going to be talking a little bit more about vintage itself and where things are going in the market in vintage. Now, I do usually focus on modern, but to spice up a little bit, we're going to talk a bit about vintage. Now, 2022, as we know, is going to be a crazy year for Pokemon. It is the year of buying, not selling. And does that apply to vintage? Well, yes and no. So vintage sealed product, just like everything else, especially modern as well, has dropped. It has dropped in value, and quite significantly. Right now, the prices of booster boxes are falling, not like crashing badly or anything like that. They are going down, just like everything else. They're going back to what I would say is normal for Pokemon, especially in the market of 2022. Is now a great time to pick up vintage booster boxes? Probably not. However, there are some really great things to pick up, which I will get to anyway. So first off, we want to talk about a little bit about the prices of the most recent auctions that have been happening either on eBay or other auction sites as well regarding vintage. Now, what has been happening? Well, we're going to take a look at Base Set, Jungle, Fossil, and Team Rocket. Now, these are not first edition boxes. These are just the normal boxes. They have been dropping a fair amount. So right now, we take a look at Base Set. You're looking at around $13,000. Now, that is an incredible amount of money. If you have the disposable income to invest or just buy vintage, then in all honesty, guys, I would do so. But $13,000 is a very steep cost. Now, that has dropped from the heights of the end of 2020 when it was around $30,000 plus for a base set booster box. Now, that has dropped significantly. Why is that? Well, the hype in general has gone down. The hype for older vintage cards after some crazy box breaks in 2020 has caused it just to slow down a fair amount. Is it lower than what it was beforehand? No, it's just going back down to a normal level pre-hype. Now, moving forward, will it continue to drop? Now, I've said this before in a recent video. I believe that in 2022, coming into 2023, that we could be seeing vintage sealed boxes drop another maybe 15 to 20%, which is a decent amount. So now is probably not the greatest time to pick some up, but definitely within the next 12 to 24 months would be a very good time to pick up some cheaper vintage anyway. I mean, vintage is not cheap by any means, but cheaper than normal, as you know what I mean. So an example would be, we take a look at, say, Fossil. Great set, love Fossil, brings back memories of all those years ago when I used to have Fossil cards. And a booster box now is around $5,000 to $5,200, depending on where you look. So again, that's also dropped. So that's a lot cheaper than base set, but it's still reasonably expensive. Now, Team Rocket, I can't seem to find anything cheaper, but I've seen some for around the $6,000 mark. Anywhere between $6,000 and $8,000. Now, guys, if you manage to find any that are different, then let me know. It'd be really interesting. I love Team Rocket. It is one of my most favorite sets. All of the dark Pokemon just look so cool. And Jungle as well, around $6,000 for a booster box there. So things have changed and they will continue to drop. I think vintage right now, I would wait on sealed product. Is it a great pickup down the line? Absolutely. So if you think about it, in 2020, 2021, you have this high demand, high hype, excitement. Loads of people come to the hobby. They want to buy vintage. They see how much some of these cards worth. So they're just piling in, and these prices are going up and up. And then 2022, end of 2021, 2022, it's going to dip. Probably dip even more into 2023. And probably may continue to dip, I would say maybe between the next 12 and 24 months. But then things will start to tick back up. At the end of the day, a lot of people had a lot more free money, as it were, over in the US when they got some stimulus checks and things like that. So people had this disposable income that they could pump into buying Pokemon cards, plus the hype and everything like that. Supply issues, all sorts. all are factors in Vintage and Pokemon in general, and it has hit the market. So now we're going back to normal. Now, as far as single cards go, graded cards, you're thinking Charizards, and you're thinking like the Lugias from the Neo sets, all of those really iconic cards. Are they still worth it? They are absolutely worth it. I am going to do a separate video focusing specifically on graded Vintage cards and whether or not they're worth it to invest in, to get graded, or just to leave alone completely. So make sure you're subscribed to watch that one. Like I say, I think it come 2025, and that sounds quite far away, then I could see these vintage boxes going up and up and up. And at the end of the day, vintage is a very, very iconic thing. It's full of nostalgia. Everybody wants to crack these packs and get these amazing cards, because nothing beats a pack fresh Charizard from base set. Not at all, you know. So yeah, vintage, very good. I really do like it. Would I avoid it at the moment? I'd probably hold off. I probably wouldn't want to sell it either, unless you really, really have to. I would probably just hold on to it. Me personally, I don't own any vintage myself. I do want to pick up down the line, you know, if I can afford it, because these prices are still ridiculously expensive. If you're new to the hobby and you don't have this type of money, like, you know, kind of like me, I don't have that type of money right now, then I would suggest avoiding it. But for you guys out there that have some already or are looking to pick up some, if you have it, hold on to it. If you want to buy some over the next, I would say from now, maybe the next, like I say, 12 to 24 months is a really good time to go and pick up some sealed boxes. Now, I will be doing a video down the line where, like I say, looking at single cards and looking at recent auction prices on eBay for older sets as well, looking at the kind of like the gold and silver era of Pokemon, like second gen and stuff like that. So we'll be looking more of a closer look at what's going on regarding those sets. But like I said, it's just a general video talking about vintage, what the state of the market is right now. And in all honesty, guys, I would try and avoid picking it up. There you have it, guys. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to give this video a like. And if you collect vintage, let me know down in the comments, what sets do you have or would you like to get down the line for your collection. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.